evening and welcome. Glad to have you along for this Tuesday edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Here with Grant Hill, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce. I'm Brian Anderson. Tonight we've got a special treat. Our NBA insider, Shams Charania, sitting in with us as well. Shams, glad you could be here tonight.
Of course, BA. I'm glad to be a part of this crew. This is a pretty big-time group I'm a part of right now, BA.
Yeah, well, good luck getting the word in, my friend. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who is out for the evening.
Here early in the season, these two teams trying to overcome the injuries and hopefully get healthier down the stretch.
Now, New York starting five. We've got Mikal Bridges. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's Daje in at the small forward position. And for the Bucks, inside they have Giannis and Turner. Then it's Gary Harris. Then it's MP, and it's Rollins in at the two-guard spot. And the decision by the Knicks to change their head coach this summer, Shams. A controversial move, to say the least.
Absolute stunner, because this team had really built an identity. They were just coming off a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years in New York. So can they continue to build on that culture under Coach Mike Brown? I'm told Mike Brown understands this Knicks job, BA. It's championship or bust moving forward.
He's a tough guy. It's a tough town. We'll see if the Knicks have another run in them. And MP recently made a statement that on any given night, he's hyper-focused on beating his primary matchup. Sounds like he's got something to prove.
I love to see MP vocalize his specific goals, but that comes with the potential of firing up your opponent. Just think back to Anthony Edwards' statement about Kyrie Irving ahead of the Western Conference Finals in 2024. We know how talented MP is, but there's lots of talent in this league. You gotta be careful not to poke the bear, and there are quite a few tough matchups MP is gonna be facing.
And time now to go courtside with Allie LaForce for a report on MP.
We have a bit of a lineup change tonight. MP is stepping into the starting five in a move that many fans have been hoping for. Coach told me, quote, MP's earned it. He put in the time and he's done things the right way. He's looked like a starter for a while now. It's quite the journey for the rising star from Vermont.
You know, it seems his moment has arrived. Thanks. All right, Chums, I got to ask you a personal question here. You know, screen time, that pops up on your cell phone. When your phone gives you that usage report, I assume that daily average is in double digits?
BA, I haven't looked. I don't want to look, to be honest. I'm clearly a power user, that's for sure. I think I would be ashamed of the screen time I have. Speaking of which, BA, do we have any outlets here at the desk here? Can I charge my phone right now? Oh, wait, it's right here. Never mind. I got it, BA.
The Shams carbon footprint. It's impressive. We got to get our news, though. And the Bucks with the possession here. The Knicks making their last shot. Here's Daje. Pass to Brunson. Baseline try. And it's New York scoring again.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's MP. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. For New York, they've gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp to the middle. Here's Hart. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. The Bucks have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Here's Harris. Nails the baby hook. Harris has got 5 points.
Well, he's a bigger guard at 210 pounds. Harris can mix it up in the paint.
Pass to Bridges. Three-pointer. Rebound, Milwaukee. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Cavaliers.
And I'll tell you, that was not an easy environment to play in. It was a hostile crowd on the road, but it didn't bother them at all.
Give a lot of credit to this coaching staff for preparing them for that kind of environment. They went in and just executed their game plan.
And with picks 2 and 3 in this year's draft, Shams, we saw the Spurs and the Sixers add to already crowded backcourt rotations.
The draft is really a talent grab, so you have to go for the best available. But we saw in the finals the value of having multiple guys who can play with the ball in their hands, spread the floor, do multiple things on the court, and the competitiveness is a big part of this. The ability to play both ends is a big part of this. So all of those traits are increasingly important to win in today's NBA.
You know, the other day I was checking out the magazine stand at the bookstore, and I saw MP right on the cover. How about that?
Oh, I saw it too at the supermarket. And you know what? Congrats to MP. Making a magazine cover is no doubt a I made it moment.
And Thomas has got the ball here for the Bucks. Back to Antetokounmpo. From the arc. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
And here's Brunson from the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Thomas against Brunson. MP, the pass to Turner. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Thomas has got his 4th assist with that last one. And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. A different look for Milwaukee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Harris. And Cole making some changes. Bobby Portis has checked in for Turner. Harris comes in for Anthony. And it's Thomas in for Rollins. New York also changing it up. Dadier, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Mikal Bridges comes in for Hart. And Miles McBride subbed in for Brunson. At the forward spots, we'll see Kuzma and Giannis. Gary Harris out there with MP. And it's Portis in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. And even as the NBA enters the first year of its lucrative new broadcasting deal, Sham, still plenty of fixation on the ratings.
Yeah, BA, and we've heard directly from the league that it's part of the culture of the NBA to be self-critical. I mean, you look at the growth of the NBA year over year, perhaps that restlessness is part of the reason why the league is thriving in a lot of ways. They're going to continue to find innovative ways, whether it's their TV deals, innovations in social media, innovations with other platforms to continue to get the NBA out there.
Well, one thing we know, they listen and they never stand still.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Here's Shamet, pounded by Harris. And the basket by Shamet. Shamet's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
New York leading by 8. Pass to Dadier. New York working the ball around now. And here's McBride. 13 points in the win against Miami. And the basket by Shamet. Shamet's got 7 points.
Well, it took him a while to get his legs under him. He didn't do much in the first quarter, but now he's off and running.
And when it comes to NBA moves, a pretty great summer for the state of Texas, Shams.
Ton of action in Texas, BA. Cooper Flagg to Dallas, Dylan Harper to San Antonio, and Kevin Durant to Houston. These are major moves, and it's going to be hard to mess with Texas. These teams are loading up. They're all trying to be a contender in the Western Conference.
That Texas Triangle is going to be formidable once again real soon. New York has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Thomas against Bridges. Pass to Dadier. Beyond the arc. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
And you have to appreciate the heart they've shown on the offensive boards this quarter.
And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Miles Turner, he's checked in for the Bucks. Rollins comes in for Kuzma. New York also changing it up. Towns, he's checked in for Bridges. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Shamet. And here's MP from outside. MP drills the 3.
Nice looking 3-ball by MP. Proving he can hurt you from downtown.
New York leading by 11. And a busy summer for trade, Shams. What went into that frenzy of activity?
Yeah, only the Nets had significant cap space, so that meant it was going to be a lot of trades, not a ton of free agent movement. Also, with a much greater level of parity, the East is wide open, and teams are really sensing there's a chance here to go for it. We saw that with the Desmond Bane trade in Orlando.
You feel like we may go on the same kind of role next summer?
Yeah, I think next summer there'll be much more free agent movement. There's going to be about 10 to 12 teams with significant cap space in the summer of 2026.
Charles, you got to get all your cell phones charged up, baby.
They're ready.
Here's Brunson. 20 points for him last game against Miami. Pass to Towns. And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul of the game. New York making a switch here. Kolik's checked in.
New York substitution, number 13.
There's a minute 54 left in the first half of basketball. No good. Had a chance to win the run there.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Checked in for New York. Mikal Bridges comes in for Kolik. This pick is mostly no surprise, but here's your player of the week for the Eastern Conference, MP.
And his team counts on him to lead the offense and make things happen out there. And lately, he's done just that. He's giving a ton of energy and done everything in his power to help them succeed.
And for an update on MP, let's send it over to Allie.
MP has been known to speak his mind on social media at times, but now it's his family getting in on the action. Recently, MP's mom has gotten into some verbal spats with fans across the league, and MP told me that's just who she is. It doesn't bother me, but I understand how it can look. Guys, it looks like we now know where he gets it from.
The modern era, plenty of discourse, friendly or otherwise. Thanks. And Shams, as always, it was a pleasure to have you with us here tonight. Thanks for making the time, man.
Of course, BA. Call me anytime. Let's do this again. I'm always available for you, BA.
Best to call, text, email, or send a snail mail.
All of the above.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't meet a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
36 seconds left in the second quarter. Brunson against MP. Outside Brunson. Thomas with a steal.
If you can, use up the clock en route to the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
Outside Brunson. Brunson, so confident at the rim.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
And so it's MP making things happen for the Milwaukee Bucks. 27 on the night. He's had it his way. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
When I look at the Bucks, they're facing a team with similar aspirations. Good measuring stick game for them.
Yeah, like two dogs. They both.
And now let's talk about that first half for the Milwaukee Bucks. They're in a tightly contested game. And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
So on the floor for the Knicks, they've got Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson is out there with Mikal Bridges. And it's Josh Hart. And it's Daje in at the small forward position. Grant, you are a Hall of Fame small forward, so you know a bit about the position. What's key in excelling at the three?
Well, BA, you have to be able to space the floor. We almost never see a 3 or even 4 who can't make threes. And on the other end, lots of times you're matched up with quick guards.
Pass to Daje. Bridges feeling it out a little bit. Here's Brunson. Ooh, Brunson throws it down.
And, man, you got to appreciate how efficient Brunson is. I mean, he takes and makes high-percentage shots.
MP right through him.
3 straight buckets to start the half. This is how they wanted to come out and execute.
Knicks trail by 7. Pass to Bridges. New York working the ball around now. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Thomas outside. Now Harris. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Covered by Towns. MP shot is off.
Well, after 3 straight makes, that's their first miss of the half.
Brunson misses. Milwaukee leading by 7. Pass to Rollins. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Thomas has got his 7th assist here tonight. And since the turn of the century, die-hard Knicks fans had dealt with some lean years, Grant, until recently.
No doubt, BA, and they're happy to see meaningful games. The arrival of Jalen Brunson just changed things, and they've gone all in to surround him with talent.
All right, Grant, can you talk about what Jalen Brunson has brought to the Knicks?
You know, BA, he's made them relevant again. New York can be a demanding place to play with the expectations and the media. But he's taken the bull by the horns and had immediate success.
And, Coach, some tough luck for the Bucks with injuries to their star players in recent years.
Yeah, well, last season, Lillard went down with the Achilles. Before him, Chris Middleton battled injuries. Even Giannis had his share. In this league, it's not enough to just be good. You need to have some luck, too.
Bridges misses.
And I'm sure this isn't how they drew it up at the half. Only 1 for 5 here in the third quarter.
Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Knicks trail by 8. Pass to Brunson. Back to Hart. Here's Daje. Jacks up a 3. And it's Thomas with the rebound. Harris finds MP. There's the triple. Fires in the triple. Thomas has got 8 points here in the quarter.
Clutch buckets. He's paving the way as they hit the home stretch.
Bridges outside. Outside Hart. New York again can't hit. The Bucks leading by 11. MP outside. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Here's Thomas for 3. Karl-Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. Towns has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Brunson outside. The rebound by MP.
Well, he had 6 points from beyond the arc in the first half, but yet to get it going here in the second.
Puts up a 3, and again for 3.
He's got this defense scrambling. Even when they've got 2 guys on him, he finds a way to get to space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for 3-pointers in a single game. Here's Brunson. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Antetokounmpo has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done.
Clearly, MP has been well coached already on how to support a fast break play.
Pass to Daje. Back to Brunson. Can they get it? And Brunson won't miss many of those.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game. First here in this second half.
Antetokounmpo finds Thomas. To the left side wing. The 3. The Knicks pull it in. Next game against the Bulls at United Center. That'll be the back end of a 3-game road trip. Back to Hart. It's Bridges on the wing. 7 points in the game. The kick out to Brunson. 4 on the clock. From outside, off the mark. Milwaukee leading by 13. Antetokounmpo with it. Hard covering. Here's Thomas for three. Towns with a rebound. New York has gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. For three, Bridges. He drops it from range. Bridges has got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, canning it from the corner isn't as easy as Bridges made it look that time.
And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page. Fourth quarter play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. That one goes in.
Well, they wouldn't be in the position they're in without his contribution. He has tormented this defense tonight.
Inside, they have Giannis and Turner. Then it's MP. Then it's Gary Harris. And it's Rollins in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. And he makes it. Thomas has got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Pass to Hart. Bridges with it. Fires the 3. And it's Thomas with the rebound. MP's got 4 rebounds in the game. Launches a 3. Connects again from distance.
And he's now set the team record for most threes in a single game. What a shot he's got.
A lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure the next one's going in.
He can hit from anywhere on the floor and go on unbelievable streaks, too. Like tonight. I mean, who does it better from distance?
Thomas. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron. Thomas has got 49 in the game. Stolen by MP. Now Milwaukee moving it up. And Giannis throws it down.
Great timing. Giannis able to complete the oop.
The assist from MP.
And Brunson's got the ball here for New York. For 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Thomas has got 5 rebounds tonight.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Pass to Dadier. Back to Bridges. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. Antetokounmpo's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. And here's Thomas from the arc. Oh, connects again.
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. Bridges outside. Grant, you look at some of the rule changes in recent years. Does it seem to you like coaches' challenges are here to stay?
You know, BA, it does. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I can think of a few calls I would have liked to challenge in my day. So it's a nice option to have.
Thomas against Brunson. And miss after miss right now.
Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
To the paint. Pass to Rollins. Some nice passing by Milwaukee here. It's Thomas on the wing. He's guarded by Bridges. 3 on the clock. Milwaukee needs to get a shot off here.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Bucks.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for MP.
He had a surplus of energy tonight, providing defensive help all over the floor and making it seem like they had 6 guys out there instead of 5.
3-pointer, Bridges. It's Milwaukee with a rebound.
His shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
MP against Brunson. Robinson with the block. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And there's Brunson. That one's good on the assist by Bridges. Brunson's got 30.
Some threes look better than others, and Brunson's lefty stroke from 3 is a beautiful thing.
MP, the pass to Rollins. Back to Thomas. Antetokounmpo looking it over. And so it's Milwaukee easily grabbing this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort. They were just dominant out there.
All right, now let's go courtside to Dominic Hamill.
Great win for you guys tonight, MP. You broke the half-century mark. Does scoring 50 feel different than scoring 30 or 40?
Yeah, of course, man. Of course it does. I think watching someone hit 50, it feels different than watching someone hit 30, right? Of course, so it's the same for me when I'm out there doing it. There's an electricity in the air, and it's a special thing for me and the team.
I think we're all feeling it, MP.
Appreciate that.
VA, over to you.
All right, thank you, Dominic. And that'll do it, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We'll see you next time.
Oh, this is
Yeah. Frank.
There we go. All right. I can't believe I'm asking you this, but your mom's had some pretty strong words of late for people on social media who've criticized you. And I got to know, is it embarrassing for you to have to talk about that and to know that your teammates are going to be asked about that? Moms, am I right?
Ain't nothing embarrassing about my mom, bro. Like, for real, that woman raised me. And my teammates, they're fine too. But you should do your job and you should talk to them about hoops. Then we wouldn't even be here with this issue.
Okay, so MP thinks mom is an issue. Got it. Thank you, MP. Right here.
In the back.
Thank you. Not again. Don't be jealous. So, is it fair to say you've got a proud mama back home tonight after you backed up her 50-point guarantee?
I'm gonna go out on the ledge and say she's very proud of me no matter what, but I bet she feels really good that I dropped 50 after she called it. The only thing she hates more than people talking trash about her son is being wrong.
Great.
Right
here.
As much as I would like to answer more questions, I don't have the time, but thank you all.
It's okay. You know, they're good. We waited 2 hours for him to come for 10 minutes. That is rude.
What game are you guys playing? Excuse me?
Thanks again, everybody.
Like,
Good game,